Hola chicos, estamos ahora en capítulo 5 de arriba, ¿sí? Y yo hoy tengo mucho calor, hace mucho calor afuera y también en mi casa, porque mi aire acondicionado no está funcionando. Okay, so I'm casual, tanked up, all that because my air conditioning is not functioning and it is currently 96 degrees outside. So it's pretty hot inside my house. But we're going to get this done. We're ready now for chapter 5. Many of you are still finishing up the last day of Capitulo 4, which means you are also still working on taking your second exam. But if you're viewing this video, hopefully that means you're done. Woo! 2 exams out of the way. Capítulo 5 is our second to last chapter. So we are almost there. We have less than 2 full weeks. So this is pretty exciting. And I think you're going to push through and do great as always. We have some new grammar concepts in this chapter. We always do. Verb-wise, can you see my kitty cat going up the stairs in the background? Anyway, verb-wise, we are going to be looking at reflexive verbs and reflexive pronouns. So this is using verbs in which the person speaking is both doing and receiving the action. Okay? So like, I am washing my hands reflects back upon me. So I am both the subject and the direct object of that phrase. And you'll see how we do this. I'll put together a short video lecture on it as well. We will also be learning the present progressive tense. This is the ing form in English. Something is happening now. I am speaking with you right now. So we'll look at how to form that verb tense as well. Grammar-wise, also, we're going to be learning how to do comparatives and superlatives in Spanish. So this would be comparing one thing to another or multiple things to each other. My son is tall. I am taller. My husband is the tallest in the family. So that's just an example. And then superlatives would be, again, the most, the best, the worst. So it is the extremes of one under another. Vocabulary, we're going to be talking about daily life, daily activities, domestic chores, household duties in this chapter. And then, of course, we have culture. And the culture in this chapter, we continue with Central America, looking at the countries of Nicaragua and Panama y Costa Rica. Costa Rica is el país favorito de mí. My favorite country. I've lived there a couple of times. One of the reasons I love the Arriba book is that you have the Pura Vida sections and Pura Vida videos all taking place in Costa Rica. And you'll learn more about these areas of Central America. Okay, so work-wise, pretty much the same. Pretty much, I say, you have your music and your videos, and again, these are to help reinforce grammar points and really to help you just listening to the vocabulary and listening to the language spoken, because this is how you're going to improve your skills. Continue with Duolingo. I have the recommendations, of course, in the module for how far ideally you would be able to get. Again, if you don't get quite that far, just please make sure you're plugging away at the Duolingo. You have your e-text, of course, go through all of it, read it, listen to the audio, do the audio activities, and then go ahead and do your My Spanish Lab homework. Your composition, your form composition this time is on mis comidas favoritas, my favorite foods. So make sure that you do that and respond to another classmate. One comment on the forum post, please make sure you write at least 3 sentences, not just 3 parts of a single sentence. This is going to become stricter in my grading when looking at those forum posts. Your film this time is Volver. It's a heartwarming film. There is one kind of disturbing scene in the film. Please see my disclaimer in the modules about that. And then you have your SI and conversation hours as always. Many of you are done with conversation hours. You've attended all that you need to. I put that in quotes because you are always welcome to attend more. And it's not a bad idea. One of the things that you have to do at either the last days of this chapter or the very first day of Capitulo 6 is you need to sign up for a time to do your oral exam with me. We will meet via Skype. We will set up an interview time. I will call you on Skype, and it will be a video chat. We'll meet each other face to face finally, and you'll have the questions. The questions are in the module. They're in the resources. But one of the things that Sarah is doing in the conversation hours is practicing with you for oral exam questions. So this is a really fabulous way to prepare. For the oral exam, I will be looking at things like your use of vocabulary, agreement, so subject and verb agreements, and also gender agreements for adjectives agreeing with nouns, that you have a certain level of fluency, not meaning that you can speak all the Spanish, not fluent in that manner, but fluency meaning that you can speak at a decent pace without stopping between each and every word. And so practice. Practice is what's going to get you there. And I will tell you, and I know this is something that I can say over and over and over again, and it's not necessarily going to make a difference. Try not to be overly nervous about this. I understand nerves. I know that especially since we haven't met face to face, this can be a daunting thing. But my job as a professor is to help you succeed, to help you learn the language. So I want to see you do well. I'm not doing this to try and trip you up or to trick you with anything. You have the questions, you can practice. I want to help you along, okay? So try and put yourself at ease. And again, one of the best ways to do that is to practice. And that's what the conversation hours are for. So take advantage of them. And besides, they count for a good chunk of your participation grade in the class. So as always, any questions, you know where to find us. And please take advantage. And I will see you quite literally all very soon. Adios.